up, the patch notes that recently dropped in. Lot of adjustments have been made up, so it has completely shaken up the meta.
There's definitely not just like one or two heroes getting buffed and nerfed. That's like plethora of heroes being off and on. But again, Roger back into the meta. I want to see a game coming in for either of these teams. But the bans are moving in quite fast. You're talking about how the Kalia as well as the Badang. Badang for the side of Team Tartarus been a very valuable pick as well as a very valuable ban.
Course, and also the recent patch notes, one thing is for sure is that Rafaela, I feel like she should definitely be a permanent ban, but considering that top teams usually like to go for a different kind of strategies altogether, there's a high chance we might just see the Rafaela being opened out for herself. Yes, I'm also looking forward to that Roger pick, especially considering I know a lot of junglers absolutely love the Roger, so looking forward to that as well. So far, the Fanny and the Badang ban.
Yeah, and Roger, like you said, people like the Roger jungle as well, but it's the Roger gold lane too. So he has been a flex pick onto the tournament as well as onto the rank scene after the buffs he got. So it is kind of obvious that why Roger got buffed. I would go with the marketing thing. That is because he is going to be receiving a skin very soon with Ixia as well as Xbox. A series is coming up. But anyways, coming back to the draft, the Fanny has been banned out, a respect ban, let's say, for Tartarus. We do know how good Joseph is with the Fanny, and it is quite understandable because Tartarus, Joseph is one of the junglers that even if he is on a dicey kind of a position, like even if the opponent team, they come up with a Kufra or something, he still kind of figures it out how to deal against a crowd control CC like the Kufra. The Kufra could be quite possible. So Tartars, if they were planning out the Fanny, they would have banned it out. But in this case, Fanny is not available.
Okay. Interestingly enough, I want to see something of a Phobius getting banned or maybe the Uranus. As much as I remember, Paul may or may not pick up the Uranus. Coming in from the side of Team Armageddon Esports. So far into the Mythic Showdown season number 1, the Armageddon Esports have been very consistent and very updated with the meta as well. So this time around, it's going to be something of a different lineup, and I really want to see the energy being matched by Tartarus as well.
Course, and just as I speak, immediately we're seeing
Oh,
it's gonna get banned
Peak
out.
of the
So
devil.
I think you were right. They were definitely expecting the Barang to be coming over here. But other than that, of course, the Baksha ban. And I was absolutely right about the fact that they're gonna leave out the Vela for both of the sides, which is going to be crucial, especially for a team that would most likely pick up the Granger, because once the snowball starts, even if he gets taken down, he's just gonna respawn back.
Definitely. And Lucas getting banned out. Okay, that is kind of surprising actually, because Armageddon, they have decided to go out with the support first, and that will be a Mathila instead of a Rafaela. Rafaela, she was mostly onto the ban sections, even onto the tournaments as well as onto the rank scene. And after the passive, like the passive adjustments she got, she has been a completely broken support with the Florin and the Matilda. But this time Armageddon, I guess they will be strategizing a utility kind of a draft. So maybe they decided to go out with Matilda quite early.
interesting. For Armageddon Esports, it has been such a classic pick for them. For them, this is actually a winning pick. So I am interested to see what kind of a gameplay they will be bringing, given the fact that the Fredrin just flew away to the other side.
But I think, okay, Alpha did get recently nerfed as well. Roger is still a good option overall, but I feel like the Fredrin did came out of a little bit of a left-handed, and I'm really looking forward to how that one is gonna go. But let's see. Just like I mentioned, the Granger, I don't think this guy is gonna go down from the drafts until he receives a major nerf, and I don't think it's happening anytime soon because he's definitely at this point developer's favorite child. But let's see what's the response coming in from Tartarus. I'm really looking forward to Rafaela, and there we
Oh,
go. I called
Yeah,
it
let's
first.
oh,
go.
I feel like you
Let's
should
go.
definitely prioritize the Rafaela.
Yes,
yeah.
sir. I wanted to see a game now into the game game series number 1. We did see a Raf coming in, but right on start, game number 2, the match number 1, Rafaela here. Interestingly enough, they have paired it up with a Fredrin, so we should have seen that coming. And With that, they covered up the range. Now all is left is to pick up something of a CC into the EXP lane. I want to see something that would stop the CC as well as the Granger as well. You cannot underestimate the Granger. Granger, once he picks up the snowball, it is just gonna go spiraling downwards for the other side. But it's starters. They can turn up the ties, but the same goes for Armageddon Esports.
Yeah, one major drawback of a Granger is if the opponent have a utility kind of a draft, like which Tartarus is having right now, the Fredrin combined with the Rafaela. So he is not just the beefy jungler. He will be able to sustain a lot of damage as well as the Appraiser's Wrath. If it comes out of nowhere, then Granger, he needs to be keeping up with the gold. And Kyle, if he is able to hold it out, if he maintains his gold lead compared to the Ranger, and if the itemizations are not up to the point onto the mid as well as onto the late phases of the game, onto the late he does have the stacks, but earlier on if he doesn't get taken down, then that Ranger can be a problem. But he needs to be really aware of the fact that he doesn't get zoned out and he is contributing onto those team fights.
I'm not surprised to see the ETHL because I feel like at this point against the Granger, most people have just went back to their roots and decided, hey, the ETHL works the best, just lock into it. But I'm really curious, the CC pick, I feel like it's a little weird pick for a simple reason because most of the time you need a very hefty frontliner to go for it. But yes, they do have the Mathilda that will give them the sustain. But the question remains, what kind of jungler that they can go for right now that can match the tenacity that this Fredrin brings? The Alpha is kind of nerfed, you can go for it, but not the best option. The Bakshia is also banned out. The Lucas is not present either. So the best position you can go is a Roger, which is not the most tankiest either way.
Definitely, the Roger could be a very good pick right here, given the fact that he was buffed enough. And talking about the same can get passed through the Rafaela. Doesn't have to go in directly towards the Fredren, but wait a minute, Armageddon Esports. They are bringing in the big dogs, but I was expecting something of a fighter jungle, given the fact that it is a Matilda onto the side of Armageddon Esports. But they are not here for the early game. They want the game from the mid towards the late.
Definitely, and they go out with Hayabusa. So, if they are able to keep up with the snowball, then the Hayabusa can work. But against such a strong utility draft from the side of Team Tartarus, Armageddon, they need to play as aggressively as possible because they have the Hayabusa as well as the Valentina onto their hands. The resurrection maybe might not be done, but she can copy out the feathered airstrike as well as the fearless warrior. What do you call it? The Alapu Lapu's ultimate, actually. So Alapu also have the early game control. So Valentina can actually work out. But if you ask me regarding the draft, I guess Tartarus might be having the upper hand, but it all depends upon the execution.
Absolutely, Tommy. And to make sure to answer your question, it's Bravest Fighter. I remember it because I used to spam Lapu a lot back in the day when he was Giga buff. I mean, we all remember Sanford, right? That season,
Yeah.
Sanford auto lock Lapu, win the whole season, win M series as well. So it makes sense why I would remember it. But overall, the Hayabusa's nerfed. The CC is not exactly the tankiest, heftiest AXP laner either. So I feel like Armageddon, I'm doubting the draft a little bit, but let's see. Just like Itami mentioned, the execution is what matters because, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn. This is Mythic Showdown, Season 1. We're moving to the game number 2, best of 3 series. The last two remaining undefeated teams facing off against each other, and let's see which one gains the pointer and which one faces their first loss. I'm Ray, your caster, and joining me is of course Peachy, and Itami will be watching us from the back ends. And Peachy, we're into the game, and this one is gonna be interesting. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Usually we talk about predictions. I definitely am siding for Tartarus, not because they're the stronger team, because I feel like the draft is much more practical.
Rob being practical in a sense that they went in for a counterplay rather than they picking on as they want it. So it's really looking in quite good. But the mid lane though, they have been already quite low. But okay, I do see you, Mugi, though, picking up that lethal just by one skill. That's crazy. That's definitely crazy.
Yeah, it is. And one thing is for sure is that Kimi is a type of roamer that really loves to go for those engage ones or a pick off, right? But right now he's playing a Rafaela. Her engage tool is basically that ultimate that rains down a few three little things. I forgot the name. Was it called the Holy Blessing? I'm not sure. But is it gonna be enough to give him the leverage of engage? Because right now, most of it is gonna go into the hands of Miosef, which is responsible for any kind of initiation. Well, there is Mugi.
Interestingly enough, early game for both of the sides, I don't believe they wanted. Given the fact that Joseph is on to the Fredrin, they can try to make sure to give as much as farm to him, just over a little bit. Look at that. He just popped his appraisal that just really says that he doesn't want to go in as an engage head on right into the minute number 2. Eden also almost there as the level 4. The zoning out is looking really good. Bravest fighter coming in.
Spider coming in and he wants to initiate immediately, but they do not secure any kill, do get the turtle soup for themselves. Looks like the first one to be falling is going to be Sol the Ball. And I was kind of right about the CC pick. It's just not tanky enough in the early game, and right now they're going to get invaded and there's just no possible way they can defend this. Valentina is level 4, does have the ultimate. Can they commit to it? Do they want to? There comes the Praises Red, not enough damage, and they go back, or do they? Ryota doesn't have enough mana either, but onto the top lane, Innocent takes down Ido, and right on the next target is going to be Fame. He falls down. Irtel diving a little bit too deep, perhaps, because oh no, that's not Irtel, that's the energy mark, that is Josie, and he's gonna dish out the damage and get bursted out immediately as well. I feel like a lot of rash decisions made by Armageddon, especially considering their draft is not strong early.
Okay. I wasn't expecting such a head-on fight coming in from the side of Team Tartarus, but they did get their timings right along with that. But Innocent on to that top lane. Kimi did come at the right moment, but I feel like it's kind of late though. It's kind of late. It's okay. They have the snowball into their hands. They have that mobility as well. Mugi on to the other hand, quite a early rotation along with Ito, but oh.
There we go. An engage coming in. Ido immediately gets shut it down, and Mugi secures a kill as well. That's the issue with not having a proper frontliner. You just don't have any engage tools. There comes the Princess Red. Not enough damage to burst out just yet. They survive for a while, but the score sits at 0-6. But looks like they're still hungry for a few more kills. There comes the feathered airstrike, dishing out the damage, but Mathilda being the saving grace, saving them for a few more seconds.
Matilda has always been there. Now that they have paired it up with a flicker, they are going to have something on the other to actually save them up. But the problem is, Tartarus are going in too deep with it. Look at that.
I think they would be able to secure a kill because Josie gets taunted out immediately, doesn't have the shadows either. Miosef secures a kill for his team. Ido just popping out. Oh, Kimi, that clutch heal is able to save him as their team also got its back. That was extremely close. If that minute heal saved him and kept the score at 0-7.
Damn, Tartarus though, they are in here for a treat that they wanted to take away. This is like, your friend's father have gone abroad and they get you chocolates like the most expensive chocolate. They're like, yo, we are taking everything for you guys, and onto the other hand, Mugi looking quite low.
Mugi was low, but is able to go back immediately, gets healed up as well. There comes the glowing one into the hands of Eden, so even less shield for the hands of Team Armageddon. That is the goal advantage that the side of Tartarus has right now. 4k under 5 minutes is not a small deal.
On to the other hand, the goal difference is riding high into the hands of Team Tartarus, which is a good thing, while Kimi, okay, surprisingly enough, it is Kimi with the highest skill as well as the assist as of now. But the mid lane from the side of Team Armageddon Esports is struggling. They are not getting it. In a way, again, any Valentina, almost like 90% of the Valentina here is such a force pick for me. And look at that, a little bit of a ultimates coming in.
Few resources wasted out here and there, and Tartarus going for their classic invasion fashion. The draft is helping them, and so is their aggressive playstyle. They want to go for more as Mayosef does taunt out. Okay, Matilda going for the engage, gets taken out by Innocent, which is basically Kyle. Dishing out the damage, CC forced to retreat back. Ryota barely surviving, and not, because he gets taken down by the crossbow from the Irthel. And right now, the mid lane is going to be in jeopardy. 5-man all engaging just for the turret, and I feel like they're going to be able to get it as well. Joseph keeps going in and praises Rat the bonk, immediately disintegrating Ito out of the map alongside Paul. And the domination just doesn't stop. Josie trying to do their best to defend the lane, but it's not possible.
Whoa, so much damage into the hands of Team Tartarus. Along with that, they have the tankiness. Look at Joseph, can be able to take few hits, not few, more than 2 from this turret and make sure that he still comes up. Now the heal, they needed that heal with the Fredrin, which is working so well. And top of that, let's not forget Mugi, who is very proactive. You're talking about how he's there before the team, which I'm really liking it. Last turtle coming up, but Tartarus are really interested to go in.
When Fredrin starts to hit hard, that's the point that you're kind of screwed, because he's a tank. I know he deals good amount of damage, but he deals that damage based on the damage you deal back to him. So the fact that he's dishing out so much, it's the level difference being clearly shown. Level 10 over level 6, 7s, and 8. That is not healthy. The only one that is perhaps able to match up. Oh, into the bottom lane, they do push as well. But 3 turtles taken, no objections, no nothing coming in from Armageddon Esports. 0-11 score, and I feel like the whole reason is definitely because of a simple fact. They do not have strong enough contenders and frontliners that can stop the barrage of engages that are coming in from the hands of Mugi and Joseph.
Armageddon Esports, will they be able to get a kill though? Another appraisal rat coming in, and Fame
gets taken down, and the next one might be no, they are just going to retreat back. Joseph fully confident, he has the heals, he got the support, and I think at this point around, this is a very one-sided game. 0-12. I'm honestly curious to see if there's going to be one shutdown coming in from Armageddon.
We'll be getting it though, as we are already there into the mid game. Armageddon Esports, they are still trying to wait it up. Okay, wait, Joseph though. Oh!
Joseph, time and time again, he just keeps going in with the bonks and just takes down Ito, making him disappear from the map. It's just really criminal.
Blinked, okay.
You blinked, and another blink, Ryota is also gone. And Paul almost got taken down as well.
Oh,
another bonk.
No
Joseph doesn't stop. Are you a Balmond? Because that is how a Balmond is supposed to play. Goes in and secures a kill, but no. Fredrin is the one doing that kind of stuff. I know Balmond is underrated, but you know he can secure kills. But right now, this is Joseph on a Fredrin dishing out that bonk. He's actually, look at him. He's just securing the energy, takes the health, makes sure to use the crystal and bonks the target, making him disappear from the map. There's enough damage, enough sustain for them right now, and level advantage that they can basically one-shot targets, which is not looking good for Armageddon. He wants to go in. He wants to go in. He has his bonk again.
What kind of a death note does he have? He's like just in, out, and okay, just I'm out. Wait, once more. This time around, Paul did have a vengeance on his hand, but Ito has to dodge. Some skill coming in from Mugi. Look at that.
Josie immediately gets taken down again. The taunt is just too much. He cannot even use his Ugisha to kill to disengage from the situation. And right now they're pressing onto the mid lane. There comes the Copied ultimate from Ryota, but it's not enough. The Irithel goes in so aggressively, knowing very well that she's all okay. Kimi helps out with the heals. And the turret pushback is actually helping them instead of trying to that is kind of funny to see. But bot lane is also gone, and Joseph, he's looking for hungry. He wants that bonk, he wants to boom, and this time he misses just a bit. Eden is the first one to be falling from the hands of Team Tartarus right now. Josie wants to go in again, and Labu Labu as well. Look at the damage dishing out from the Irithel. Wants to go straight into the Nexus because knows enough sustain, enough damage, and they're desperately trying to defend their bases. Windtalker and Winter Crown. So Mugi wants to go in for that freeze frame, wants to fight in. Mugi will possibly click the Winter Crown. There we go. And another bonk. Fame will get taken down as well. Monster kill for Innocent at the base. Already getting chunked down. There's only one person left, and it's Ito. And Oh my god, they didn't even let me breathe because Tartarus gets an overwhelming victory over Armageddon in game number 1, PT.
I was just blinking. I am not kidding. I'm like, eyes closed. I'm just hoping. Oh, one's dead. Oh, another's dead. And hello, Itami. Welcome back. Yep, you're
You're muted.
It's okay, Itami.
I should be audible now. So yeah, I am audible. So what I was supposed to say, Tartarus with the absolute domination, like we kind of expected, but still, I was expecting Armageddon to fight back, but unfortunately for this game, it didn't happen, and it was an absolute massacre. Let's say they didn't even give Team Armageddon the chance to actually breathe, and those Apracious Wrath plays. Oh my